Welcome back to Doc's Hot Chocolate Forge. So today we're going to continue with the Mastermyr Hacksaw. So I'll demonstrate how I packed this in clay with the carbon source material. This has now been drying for about 2 weeks. It's at a stable weight for the last 4 days. So I'm going to rate that as dried out as it's going to be. So that will go in the forge to very slowly, or as slow as the forge will allow, heat up, and then to bring it up to a good dull red heat and hold that for about 20 to 30 minutes for the carbon to really get in there and steel the edge. Whilst that's happening, we're going to make the last of the quick tongs and probably try and make another couple of scribes, the pen clip type, just for the fun of it, because they're actually quite enjoyable and very simple to make. So let's get the forge heating, and we'll try and do this so that we don't crack the clay, because we really do need that clay to stay intact to keep the carbon in there to get it into the steel. I'm just grinding up the carbon source, which in this case is lump charcoal. So what I've got here is some flour for binder and the salt, and the carbon as the actual carbon source. Now the flour in it of itself will become a carbon source as well, and the water that comes from it actually helps the carbon penetrate further into the steel as the process progresses. Not sure why that is, I haven't really looked into it. Now there's a variety of recipes. You can add salt, you can add lime, you can add bicarb. Basically you need a salt to add a fluidity component to move the scale from the surface of the steel to enable cleaner penetration of the carbon. And to this you just add just enough water to make it stick together. Remembering, any water that you add is water that has to evaporate before you can actually fire the item via this technique. The quicker, more rapid technique is to pack in charcoal in a sealed steel container and heat the whole lot. This will be packed inside a clay jacket to protect it from air, which also has to dry. A thick paste. That's about right. It's holding its own. Let's go find the clay. Okay, first off, so this is a general purpose, what do they call it? Raku clay, so realistically for this purpose it doesn't matter all that much. Okay, so at this point I'm just embedding the back so I can limit how far the carbon gets. Alright. Now we take our carbon mix. And we pack it. Okay. So, now that we've got that done, I've got it done with a little more width. So, now that we've got that packaged, it's just got to sit somewhere to dry for a while, and once it's dry and there's no further weight change, then we can bung it in the forge and bring it up to about 800-900 degrees, nice cherry red, and leave it there for about 15 to 20 minutes, and we should have a high carbon edge. Now, as you can see, there's some naked fire blanket just kind of propped up against it. It's just here. So I'll be wearing a respirator whilst I bring this up to temperature, because this is something I really recommend you don't do. But I need to protect that ceramic from the initial heating up, because this volume is small and it'll have direct impingement of flame, so it would shatter quite quickly. So, as you can see, we're in low PPE, but we're going to get going with this. The clay is not liking it. You can see the little glowing dots. There's shards of clay that have spalled off. finish this thing. Cracked, and the edge has a different appearance to the back. So, I've got to hope that's steeled. Alright, so that's skates. So I'm going to say that's steeled. Now I need to make the frame for this. See how it works. So a quick update on the progress of the Viking hacksaw. The blade is now case hardened to that line there. Today's job, if I've got time, is to forge out the handle and to try and get it fitted. I'd love to see how it actually works. Just using it by hand, it does actually cut steel. Using magnification, I can't see any wear on the teeth, so I'm going to go with, I've turned wrought iron into steel.